Peterborough's community radio station, Salam Radio, 106.2 FM.
Good evening and welcome to Winning Women, the show that puts trailblazing women centre stage, celebrating their wins and uncovering the stories behind their success. I'm your host, Iram Shah, and tonight we're talking about long-held dreams, resilience and building something meaningful from the ground up. My guest this evening is Judith Jacobs, a third-generation farmer and the founder of Moor Farm Shop near Peterborough. We are celebrating the 5th anniversary, and what makes this story so special is that this wasn't an overnight success. This was a dream that started back in 1985 and has taken 35 years to become a reality. And with St George's Day and National British Beef Week, there's no better time to talk about British farming, local produce and the people behind it. Judith, welcome to Winning Women.
Thank you for inviting me.
So tell us, take us back. When did this dream start? The farm shop and in the tea room?
Well, a long time ago, actually. I went to Harper Adams Agricultural College, that's now a university, in 1983 until 1986. And my major thesis during my 3 years there was diversification into selling home-produced goods from a farm into a farm shop. And at the time I handed it in and they said, oh, this will never work. People won't want to see animals on the hoof and then see them in the butcher's shop. So in 1985 I was told it wouldn't work. And then almost 20 years ago I opened up a small butchery on my farm selling my own home-produced meat because we used to sell to Marks and Spencer's and Waitrose. Mm-hmm. Am I allowed to say that?
I'm not.
But they didn't pay us enough for our very high quality produce, our beef and lamb. So I decided to go it on my own.
Oh, and 1985, what did you see back then? What was the vision?
Well, I felt that British farmers are very good at doing what they do. They produce high quality goods, high welfare, produced with a passion, minimum inputs. We don't use growth promoters, minimum chemicals, and basically beef and lamb in Great Britain are fed a grass-based diet.
Oh, we are going to talk about this in a little bit more depth and try, because actually education was something that you really want to educate consumers with, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah. So did you believe this would happen? I mean, you had the vision. Did you?
Well, yes and no. I always felt that farmers needed a bit more to sell themselves a bit more, basically, because we all work very hard, long hours. Some farmers, most days, don't actually see anybody other than themselves. You can just sell your produce and nobody says, thank you for doing this, or well done, or anything like that. So I think we should celebrate ourselves in that we're good at what we do.
You're very much, you're very right. So actually, by having a shop, they could actually speak to consumers direct and be able to see from field to fork.
Exactly.
Yeah. See it all on the shop. And at the time, was it just an idea? How did you keep this dream alive all these years?
Well, initially I was a dairy farmer and I worked on my parents' dairy farm up in North Staffordshire. Mm-hmm. And my dad had a bit of a vision in that he would like to make ice cream. But unfortunately, I got married and left him 100 miles away, and so that became impossible. And so I sort of put it on the back burner while I had my children. Mm-hmm. So I had 4 children in 5 years. So I was quite busy raising my children, who I have to say are all within the agricultural industry in varying degrees. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I encourage them into this fantastic industry that I'm part of. So yes, it was on the back burner, had my children, worked in all sorts of different jobs, and thought, do you know, if you're going to do it, you really need to do it sooner rather than later because you're not getting any younger. So I sold my produce in another couple of farm shops, just delivered it there.
And what were these produce? Sorry, what were these?
Beef and lamb.
Beef and lamb. Okay.
Yep.
And these were you were rearing these.
Yes. Yeah. We raise beef and lamb. So we've basically got 60 cows. They calve every year. So their calf, when it becomes around about 2 years old, between 20 and 30-ish months, it goes into the food chain as prime beef. And the same with lamb. So yes, we grow all that and are proud to showcase it into our farm shop now.
So it's almost like an open farm day, really, isn't it? By having the farm shop, you're able to see all the produce.
Yeah.
And then when you said life got in the way, having children as well, that's quite good to wrap them up in 5 years. I find it's a good thing. It's not so easy at the time, but actually to have them all at once rather than having huge gaps in between, I think.
It was, yes.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's why all 4 of them get along very well.
Yeah.
So, and they grew up playing outside, being in the dirt, dragged along, and learnt how to lamb a sheep, carve a cow, drive a JCB, get their tractor driving licence at an early age.
Yeah.
So I think they got lots of life skills unknowingly. So as they were working away, they knew how to be safe on the farm and keep away from vehicles because drivers can't always see you. Remember that cows weigh 750 kilograms, 3/4 of a ton. You know, if they squash you, you're going to be in pain, etc. And they loved the new life of lambs and calves being born, chicks hatching, ducklings hatching, etc. and all of that, and they still do.
And they've played quite an active part in all of that.
Extremely active, yes. Yeah.
So now, we've just passed your 5th year anniversary. Looking back, what was the final moment? What is it that made you think, right, I'm going to do this now?
I outgrew my little shops. I had, this is basically my 3rd shop, had a tiny little one room that I opened about 18 years ago, on the farm where I live, in the middle of the farmyard. We outgrew that within a year. So we then did up a double garage and opened up a lovely farm shop. I thought, yep, that's it. That'll be brilliant. However, after a couple of years, we outgrew that and our customer base was growing. And then COVID hit. Basically, in COVID, we became extremely popular. We had queues.
Oh, did you?
Because we actually never ran out of anything. We didn't run out of eggs. We didn't run out of meat. We didn't run out of anything because our supply chain is very short. So we didn't actually, it didn't affect us in a bad way at all.
That's very good to hear. Yeah, whilst all the supermarkets suffered. So do you not supply to the supermarket? No. Okay.
Totally, I sell everything. We sell everything through our farm shop. Everything that we produce goes through our farm shop.
Oh, great. And you mentioned the farm shop. Where can people find the farm shop as well?
Well, it is More Farm Shop.
More Farm Shop.
At Newborough.
Yeah. And you've got a lovely tea room to go along with it.
Yeah. We've got we can sit approximately 60 people in our tea room.
Oh, good.
And we serve very lovely food. English breakfast made from our own sausages, English bacon, which is a priority. Most people don't understand. Again, that's another passion of mine, is labelling. For example, in supermarkets, lots of bacon is brandishing a Union Jack on it, but it's actually only packed in Britain, and it's Dutch bacon.
Oh, really?
And it's only packed in Britain. So that really irritates me.
How deceiving.
And right on the back in very, very tiny writing, it will say produce of the EU. So mine is actually British bacon. It's British pork cured in this country.
Cured in this country, packaged in this country,
sold in this country.
That's very interesting. I don't think as consumers we're aware of that. We just probably look at the British side.
It's terribly, as you say, terrible misleading labelling.
Yeah. Oh, and the shop used to be an old cow shed.
It did.
So how did you visualise this to be a farm and tea shop?
Well, it was a very ramshackle farm shed. And we never kept any animals in it. We just kept a bit of redundant machinery in it. It's sort of 3/4 of a mile away from our house, but it is very close to the main road.
Perfect.
So initially we opened our farm shop in the yard for security reasons, and so that I could be in the house or the office and work in the farm shop at the same time. So that was very convenient. And every time we drove past the shop, I thought, that would make quite a nice farm shop. But again, a big investment. And all my children went off to university, and my youngest daughter Rosie did food and business at Reading University. And we discussed, are you going to come home and help me, Rosie? Are we going to get this tea room going as well, in addition to the farm shop? And she had a middle year out from university and worked on a lovely farm shop near Reading. Got lots of ideas and inspiration.
Great.
And we decided we'd go for it. We had hosted a few pop-up cafes in our farmhouse garden.
I've been to one of those in a farm.
you?
Yeah, I've been to one in
And-
Heckington.
Oh, lovely! Yes.
Yeah, it was a Valentine's one actually.
Oh.
Yeah, I was married at the time, but it was very nice because they're not usually open. So it's really nice to have like a pop-up. Yeah.
So we had lovely embroidered linen tea cloths and teapots
Lovely.
and fine English bone china, and we served everything out of my kitchen through the French doors.
Oh, lovely. And what was the theme for that day, sorry?
It was just a pop-up cafe
Pop-up cafe.
in the garden.
And
Yes.
that's enough to excite everyone, isn't
We
it?
had 200 customers
Oh,
in
did
our
you?
garden. So we thought, do you know what? There must be a market for a tea room. So we did it, and we managed to get, well, actually LEADER, which is a rural development grant from Peterborough.
Okay.
They were offering me a grant, but I couldn't just keep the farm shop going, look after the children, run the livestock part of the farm,
Yeah, there's a lot to do.
and build a new farm shop. So anyway, we eventually secured the grant with both my daughters helped me with the paperwork. We secured the grant, and away we went. And then COVID hit, and we decided we would push on because we could work as a unit, as a family unit, safely, which we did, and we pushed on, and we're very glad we did because costs have gone up phenomenally since we built our farm shop.
So you had a good couple of years through lockdown then.
Amazing, yes,
Oh,
amazing.
that's and how and so you've not actually had any slow time as well. Yeah, it's been really good. So what was the hardest moment in all of this when, as you were setting up and you're looking back over the last 5 years?
The hardest moment was actually pulling everything together and getting it open, because the winter we wanted to be open by the Christmas of the previous year, but it just wasn't going. It was a very, very wet winter. We had to put in a water treatment plant, but we dug the hole and the water filled the hole, so we had to get a pump and spend lots more money with concrete and shuttering and holding it down and pumps and all sorts of things, and it was grim working outside in those conditions. And then we set our hearts on it being the end of March so that we would be ready for the spring and the Easter rush. So we pushed on. We actually worked virtually all night, every night for a week. Had a great team of builders and helpers working it all out, putting it all together.
Oh, the journey, gosh.
Yeah, it wasn't perfect when we opened, and we do keep doing extra little tweaks to it. But having a great team around us was fantastic. People who were as passionate about getting it done and open as I was.
That's so important to have everybody in the team contributing, having a role, so that you can then pull together and bring this to fruition. That's lovely.
Yeah. So my son's a civil engineer, and he planned all the angles and the levels of the concrete gateway that we had to have, and all the traffic flow, etc., etc. And each part of my family filled a role, which
That's
was brilliant.
perfect. So you've got your son, the civil engineer. You've got your daughter, who you said she read. She studied
Food and business.
food and business. And how has that helped in the business?
Oh, fantastic for Rosie to be in there. She understands food, basically, and just serving food is quite complicated these days because everybody's got an allergen. Everybody's allergic or intolerant to something. And that is extremely important, that somebody manages and trains everybody. Like all our staff do allergen training so that they are aware that you could be allergic to lactose or nuts or gluten, and it's not as it's quite being in the food industry is complicated.
Yeah, so that's good. And so that's Rosie, and the other daughter.
My eldest daughter Jessica, she has a degree in agriculture.
Perfect.
And she works in the agricultural industry for a feed company, but she's now married with I've got three granddaughters.
Oh,
from
congratulations.
Jessica. She's a mum too. Rob is the civil engineer. Pam, my middle daughter, did agriculture as well. And she has been a farm business consultant. So she's able to consult to me for free, which is lovely.
Yeah. You always need someone like that in the family.
Yeah, and she helped us secure the grant. And then she still does some paperwork and works on the farm as well. We all pull together. And then Rosie is she's poor child. She's the fourth child. She had to stay at home and work with mum. So.
And so that's the whole family coming together. That's so lovely. And so it's not always easy to work with families. So what do you do when you can't put up with each other as days?
Well, we now don't live together. We did all live together in COVID, which was more tricky, but
yeah.
You know, we space in the countryside. You could always go outside for a walk or go and feed the sheep, etc. You can always get away from each other.
Yeah.
So we're lucky to have the space.
Mm-hmm.
And no, we've agreed to not fall out over work.
Oh, that's lovely. Yeah. And how do you compartmentalise family time, business time?
Oh, that's a tricky one.
Does that happen?
Yeah, we have to go away from the farm to have time doing nothing, which is quite rare. But I must just drop this in. So we are having family time on Sunday.
Are you?
Because Rob, my son, is running the London Marathon.
Is he?
He is. Oh. So we're all going down en masse to support him. His girlfriend and sisters and grandchildren, or his nieces and nephew are going, and friends and family are going down to cheer him on, because he's not a natural long distance runner. He plays rugby mostly, but he's trained really hard.
It's a big one. Yeah,
it's passionate about getting through it, and he wants to do sub 4 hours, which is another great milestone.
Well, all our support. Is he listening in?
I'm not sure. No, I think he might be driving now, so he may be listening.
Maybe.
If not, he'll listen back on it.
Oh,
so.
Brilliant. Well, you know, you've got our support here at Salam Radio, so we wish you the best. And so we talked about the family and being part of it. So how it's more than a business for you, though, isn't it? This is a passion for you. Just tell us a little bit more about how you turned your purpose into a business. And I think a lot of people they find that difficult sometimes.
Yes, I've always been passionate about farming and doing a good job of whatever you do in life. Try and do your best. And it's more than just a job, it is a way of life.
It often is for farmers, though, isn't it?
It is. You can't always switch off. I mean, you have to have a bit of self-control. Say, look, I'm not going to be there tomorrow. You will need to do my jobs tomorrow or whatever. But you can't always, if you're on duty, you can't switch off. So it's lambing time at the moment. So they don't choose to lamb between 9 and 5.
Say that again, sorry?
It's lambing time. Yeah. And they don't choose to lamb between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m.
Oh, no.
They'd rather lamb in the middle of the night, or just when you think everything's looking quiet.
Right.
It's about 11 o'clock. You're doing the final look up, and there are 2 feet and a nose poking out.
Cute.
Not always cute.
And what do you do? So just talk us through this process. What do you do during that time? Do you have to just watch over them? Or?
Well, yes, if it's presented correctly, that's good. And then let them push it out, or if they're pushing for a long time, then give them a hand. Or if it's not presented correctly, where they've been pushing, the water bags come out, they're pushing for a long time and nothing's happening, bit of investigation, especially because we know what they're having, a twin or triplets, because we've had them scanned. Okay. So they're scanned just like humans, so we know how many babies they're having. So if they're having 3 lambs, sometimes they're a bit jumbled and they do all try and come together. So sometimes you can put your hand in and you can feel a nose, but also a tail. And they clearly don't belong to the same lamb. So then you've got to push the nose and the tail in, and then find the legs that belong to that head, bring that one out, then bring the next one out, and hopefully they all come out in alive, basically. Obviously, if they take too long, it's they can be dead because they drowned, because they're all trying to be born together.
Oh, so you're almost on call then?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, during this period, yeah.
But you can't, there are signs. You don't have to sit and watch them 24/7.
Yeah.
There are signs of nesting and pawing the ground and obviously pushing. So when those signs are there, then you can go away and come back and look at them and see what's going on and investigate if you feel you need to.
And we've got some lovely fun memories of me taking the children feeding the lamb. So is that something you do within the farm as well?
We've done a couple of lambing open days, but the farm shop, to be honest, has taken so much of our time. It's gone sort of out of control, the amount of time that the shop takes up. So we're not able to do a lambing day. We would love to, because so many people keep asking, are you going to do another lambing day? We had a staff gathering on Sunday evening after work. Okay. So lots of the staff and their mums and children and siblings and a few friends came round for a lambing afternoon, so they got to hold the lambs, and luckily they're on to feed on the bottle. So that sounds like a lovely job, but it becomes very painful.
Yeah, because quite heavy, aren't they?
To feed them 4 times a day, it's like a baby. And it's quite time consuming. So we foster them if we possibly can. We foster a triplet lamb onto a ewe that's had a single.
Okay.
Because they cannot sustain 3 lambs. They've got 2 teats. They can't feed 3 lambs. It's impossible. And it's not nice for the ewe. So we try and do a wet foster, which is we actually put them in a bag, a big plastic bag, with all the bodily fluids of the one that's had one, to cover the smell of the triplet, and give it a good soaking in afterbirth and bodily fluids, and then present it to the ewe, and she goes, must have had another one unknowingly. I've got twins now. And hopefully if you foster it, if you get it right, she'll take and look after 2.
Will she? Oh, that's much easier then.
And then the triplet mummy has only got 2 rather than 3, and her having 1, it's very unfair.
And will she feel the absence of the third one? No, she'll be.
She's probably quite glad she's only got 2 and not 3.
I think we all are.
Definitely.
If you're listening in on YouTube or on the website at salamradio.com, Salam Radio, you are listening to 106.2 FM on the Winning Women. It would be really good if you could comment. This is quite different. We've had, we always have lots of different types of women in business. This is very different for us to something in agriculture and farming. I'd love for you to put a comment below, tell us about your experiences, and do visit the farm shop. So we're talking about, what do people experience when they walk in? What type of experience were you hoping to create for your consumers?
Into our new farm shop, the one that we've had for 5 years, we like everybody to feel welcome. However deep their pocket is, we have something for everybody. We are extremely keen to educate people on basically how to cook from scratch.
Oh, good.
Lots of people do not know how to cook from scratch. Even ladies older than myself say, how would you actually cook a roast dinner?
Well, I have a confession.
Really?
I do struggle with some lamb cuts. And I find like a mixed lamb version, just sort of toss it around into a curry. That's a lot easier. Tell me if I'm not the only one. I just find I get the steak wrong. I've only just let a steak can be very difficult to cook.
How can you get steak wrong?
So that, yes. So do you have cookery lessons then? Are they?
No. My butchers are very well trained at butchery, but they're also trained on giving advice on how to cook.
Perfect.
How to cook a roast, or how to cook lamb chops, or how to make a casserole or a lamb cobbler or anything like that. We've got recipes available. So we get lots of promotion from the AHDB, Agricultural and Horticultural Development Board. They send us recipes, seasonal recipes for lamb or pork or various things, and so we give out those. But we also quite often have tasters. So we'll make a lamb curry or a goat curry or whatever, and just give tasters out for people, and then tell them how to make it. It's very simple.
That's good. And what else? So education is a huge thing for you. What else? What other things are you hoping? We are going to actually go on a break, but when we do come back, we'll talk about a little bit more about the education side. We're going to talk about St. George's Day today. I was keen to wear red and white today, because you said, and I thought, should I wear red and white today? But as such, I was busy amongst kids today, so I didn't get a chance. But that was the plan. It's also National British Beef Week, so we're going to talk about a little bit more about National British Week and why does it matter, and how you are marking St. George's Day at the over there as well. But before we go, tell us a little bit more about, so what other experiences can one find there? So we've got cooking.
Also seasonal cooking. So it's coming up to barbecue season now. It's been roast dinners and casseroles and stews and things like that. It's been up until now, but we're going to get into a bit of a barbecue theme. We showcase lots of other local British produce, for example, apple juice from Wisbech Mary, local free-range eggs, local potatoes, onions, because there are a lot of growers around here that we can showcase their produce because they don't have a farm shop.
Oh, that's lovely. And because then you're helping local
and small businesses as well.
Businesses.
So bakery as well. We are in. We use the Pacey's Bakery in Spalding, so they make us lovely granary bread, rolls and white, and some of our nice cakes in the shop. We are Hamilton Bakery. We are just showcasing their sourdough for the first week. We've done that because that's very popular.
Yes.
We are, what else do we do? As many local fruits, salads and vegetables as possible. Obviously, we don't grow oranges and bananas in this country.
No.
And we try and do buy produce with as many low food miles on as possible.
Yeah.
And we are really strongly promoting unprocessed food.
I'm loving all of this, because I'm all into clean, toxic, free stuff.
Unprocessed food is the way forward. So a lot of unpasteurised milk. We can't sell unpasteurised milk because we don't produce it, only the farm that produces the milk. So we've got a lot of demand for that. And my middle daughter's just taken on a dairy farm.
Yeah.
And so hopefully that's another thing that's going to be in our shop.
Great. So we'll come back after the break and we're going to talk more. So do have a good break and see you soon.
Stay tuned to Salam Radio after this short ad break.
At Cake Inn, all our cakes and slices are freshly baked for that delicious taste. At Cake Inn, we bake 100% vegetarian and halal eggless fresh queen cakes. Delicious flavoured cakes for birthdays and weddings, ceremonies and all other occasions, with free customised messages, even balloons and candles too. Order for delivery or collection from Cake Inn, 489 Lincoln Road, PE1 2PE, and your cake could be ready within 2 hours. Find out more and order online at cakeinn.co.uk or call 01733 496 584.
Imagine building a home in Jannah. You can make that happen right now, a reward worth every penny. The Peterborough Muslim Community Initiative, that's PMCI, urgently needs £350,000 to buy a disused pub and transform it into a place of iman, prayer and support. Please give generously to make this happen. Donate now at pmci.org.uk. You can also find us on Launch Good.
For family fun with a difference, visit the Q Club, Cowgate in Peterborough, and enjoy snooker, pool and darts, simulators and more. Plus, the Q Club serves quality food, delicious desserts and refreshing drinks in the heated Smoke and Mirrors garden. Open from 4:30 until midnight each Tuesday to Thursday, and with extended hours Fridays and Saturdays. Follow the Q Club on Instagram and Facebook, or just drop in PE1 1LZ. Call 01733 913 607.
What do children at Bright Bambini Montessori Nursery say about us?
I love my teachers and friends.
At Bright Bambini Montessori, we sprinkle confidence, independence, and stir the love of learning. From 18 months to 5 years, free funded places available.
Come join in the fun.
Call Bright Bambini Montessori on Peterborough 306565 or visit bbmc.uk.
At Master's Pharmacy, we put your health and convenience first. We offer free blood pressure checks and blister-packed medication. With our free same-day prescription delivery service, you can have your medication when you need it. We also offer travel vaccinations, including Hajj and Umrah, along with other services to meet all your pharmacy needs. For more information, contact Master's Pharmacy on 01733 567 208 or visit us at 303 Lincoln Road, PE1 2PH.
This is Salam Radio, Peterborough's Muslim community radio. Broadcasting on 106.2 FM and online.
Good evening and welcome back to Winning Women. If you've been on with us in the first half of the show, you'll know that we are with our guest, Judith Jacobs, a third-generation farmer and the founder of Moore Farm Shop near Peterborough. We're talking about her story and in particular how she started celebrating her 5th anniversary at the shop and farm shop and tea room. Now, one of the things we're talking about now is how to get new generation farmers in there. So just tell us, Judith, what are some of your concerns?
My concerns are the average age of a farmer is something like 68.
Yeah, you're right. I've only seen it.
This really is quite old.
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately, it's not a trendy or cool profession to go into unless you really know. You wouldn't sort of walk off the street and say, I think I'll be a farmer.
Yeah, you're right.
Because unless you really know the ins and outs of it and the depth of the industry, then it's quite difficult to get into farming. You obviously need to either marry into farming, be born into farming, or be able to take on a tenancy of a farm and start, which is how we started. We took on a tenancy and then we were lucky enough to buy our farm as a sitting tenant. That's becoming even rarer these days. So getting an education is good. So going to university and enabling yourself to work in the agricultural industry. So we talked earlier about STEM, science, technology, engineering, maths. Both the food industry and the agricultural industry encompass all those skills. And it is so diverse, the jobs within food and farming. But going on from that, I think that food and farming should be on the national curriculum. Most children haven't got a clue where their food grows. They don't actually know that a potato grows in the soil. You might not think that's very important, but with obesity and many nutritional diseases, complaints and conditions, I think it is important to realise that a potato is unprocessed. It grows in the ground. It's grown in this country, full of vitamins and minerals and carbohydrate, etc. Rather than just buying some processed chip from thinking that it's cheap from a supermarket, whereas you could buy a fresh vegetable and cook it yourself. Again, if cooking and farming and food and farming were on the curriculum, children would learn to cook unprocessed foods and stop this generational habit of not cooking and just buying ready-made meals because they're easy and cheap and they're actually not doing us any good at all.
And have you advocated for this with any organisations?
I trained with FACE, which is Farming and Countryside Education. I did my qualifications, so I used to host school visits to primary schools, and secondary schools and universities, and come out to the farm for a day to learn what we actually do. So it's not just driving a tractor, sucking on a piece of straw and driving a four-wheel drive for the sake of it. So we need a big tractor because the workforce on farms is so low. A tractor does the job of probably 40 people.
Yeah.
And for example, when children come to the farm, I ask them, how many horses do you think my tractor is as powerful as? Sometimes I get it right. So, for example, our tractors are 265 horsepower, which means they have the power of 265 horses.
God, that's powerful.
It's very powerful. And obviously you need training on it. I get lots of customers say, my son would like to come and work on the farm. I said, well, he can't actually just step on and work on the farm. The machines are so powerful you could kill somebody or yourself if you weren't trained to drive it. Technology, we use GPS for all our planting of our crops, our fertiliser and our spraying. So
just explain that for the
GPS.
audience.
So that's sort of a bit like a sat nav. So it tracks the tractor up and down the field so it doesn't overlap and double sow the crops. It also puts it, then the same system can be put onto our sprayer so that we spray only where we want to spray. And for fertiliser, it will vary the amount that we put onto the fields.
How clever.
So that on patches where our GPS from our combine harvester showed weak patches in the soil or weak nutrients, it can put additional bits of nutrients onto the ground where it's lacking, all through
the GPS.
Satellite navigation.
And that's modern farming, isn't it?
That's modern farming.
And
yes.
that's probably not what your parents had.
Nope, my parents, no, definitely not. My dad had a tractor that had no cab on it, and it was probably 35 horsepower. And that was revolutionary for him, and his parents obviously worked with horses.
So we've come a long way then.
We've come a long way in a few generations. We've come a long way.
So this is quite important. 'Cause, yeah, I think you're right. Because I've always been under the impression that you'd inherit farms. You wouldn't. But it's bringing that on in maybe careers fairs and things as well, isn't it?
Yeah. Again, I've gone into schools and talked about agriculture and coming into the industry. If you're good at maths, there is a job for you in the agricultural industry. If you're an engineer, for example, Caterpillar in Peterborough. Caterpillar build tractor engines, crawlers, big diggers, all sorts of things for farms and for the construction industry as well. But obviously Caterpillar's engineering, JCB, massive engineers building tractors, that was built in my lifetime. My parents, so JCB is a British manufacturer, which
I've
there aren't
recognised it
many
on
left.
toys.
Yeah, on toys. Yeah, on big
yellow
toys
tractors.
actually. Yeah. So big tractors and telescopic handlers, which are vital on a farm these days. We can't unload pallets or buckets of grain without our JCB telescopic handler. And that is produced within miles of where I was born. So I am actually passionate about that industry as well. And an employer of so many people. And manufacturing, which, like I say, there aren't many left in this country. But JCB are hanging on in there, and well, they're very strong worldwide.
Yeah, and they will be as well, because actually there's going to be a constant evolution, isn't it, to make things even more modernised. So actually, it's an industry that's probably recession-proof as well, COVID-proof, as you've seen in with your experience as well.
As long as everybody's forward-thinking and looking at the next step. So if you'd spoken to my dad, he would never thought a tractor would drive itself or be able to spray variable rates of fertiliser on a field. He would never have believed that could possibly happen. And within the dairy industry, it's robotic milkers.
Is it? Yeah, I've seen those actually. Yeah.
There's not many people who actually want to be a manual worker on a farm.
No, you don't.
Milking cows is a dirty, messy, cold job. So if you get a robot to do it, a robot can clean the udder, put the milk
clean as well.
Yeah, clean the udder, dry the udder, put the milking machine on, milk it, and it'll take it off when the flow of milk is so reduced. It will automatically take it off, give the cow a spray, and then off she goes again.
That's perfect.
And they can come in and be milked 24 hours a day, so it's less pressure on the cow's udder and higher on welfare.
And we were talking about clean eating, and we mentioned during the break about pasteurised milk. Just tell us a little bit more about what you can and can't sell and what's good for you.
So most milk at the moment is homogenised, which means it's heat treated, so it disperses the fat throughout the milk, and the cream never settles on the top of the milk any longer. Pasteurised milk is heat treated to a different temperature, but the cream still settles, but it is still heat treated to get rid of diseases of like TB, for example. In 60 years ago, TB was more prevalent than it is now. So that was there to reduce TB from cows passing it on to humans. And now there's a sort of revolution back to drinking unpasteurised milk, so raw milk. However, farmers, we're not allowed, I couldn't sell it basically from my farm shop because I don't produce it. So my daughter is a dairy farmer, but she could produce it from her farm. Could sell it. So she produces it, but currently sells it to a supermarket. But they would like to actually process it and sell it as raw milk from their farm gate. And
then this is called unpasteurised
or raw milk.
Just raw, is it called raw milk?
Yeah,
raw milk. And is that what you've grown up with? Because I think
yes, I did. I drank raw milk, unpasteurised milk for 25 years of my life.
Yeah, and I think that's more my mum said that that's the type of milk I should be. Is that the bottled milk that we used to have in a straw?
At schools? No, I was thinking in schools it would be pasteurised.
Pasteurised,
but I drank raw milk because I lived on a dairy farm, so we just had milk straight from the cow, with nothing done to it, and I survived.
I know we've got so many different things. I think they've changed the pyramid as well. All the fats and different things we should be having, not having.
Natural, everything natural, unprocessed.
But when I feel like the audience, I think people are now much more conscious now. We're looking for clean, toxic-free lifestyle. We're more conscious about heavy metals and all the different things that can down the food chain.
And plastics. Unwrapped food. You don't need to put a broccoli in plastic. You don't need to wrap your carrots in plastic. They've got a skin on them.
So how are you marking St. George's Day?
So we are doing a big celebration.
Are you?
Obviously, St. George is our patron saint. So on Thursday, St. George's Day, we will be opening up our shop full of banners. We are promoting Great British Beef Week, of which it's in its 16th year of Great British Beef Week, founded by two lovely ladies, Julie Greed and Minette Batters. Minette Batters was the president of the NFU. So a very, very, very great woman for our industry. Yeah. And so we promote all the health benefits and the advantages of eating Great British beef.
So do go along to the farm shop. And what time is the event on Thursday?
Well, it will be for a week. It lasts for a whole week.
Yeah.
So from Thursday onwards, we will be serving samples of Great British beef. So Thursday will mark St. George's Day, so we'll have mini Yorkshire puddings with a bit of Great British beef, more farm Great British beef in it for you to sample, and various different beef food items during the week.
Good. So do take yourself. So and your opening hours, just tell the audience what your opening hours are.
So Tuesday to Saturday we are 9 to 5, and Sunday we are 10 till 3, and closed on Mondays.
Closed on Mondays. So if you're looking to celebrate St. George's week, do go over. That's quite special, actually. Yeah, and you're all dressing up as well, aren't you?
Yeah, well, we do. We have our St. George's Day flags. I've got some costumes to put on as well, just to everybody celebrates St. Patrick's Day, etc., and other days. So we need to celebrate St. George's Day. Yeah,
no, I agree. And then on the British beef side of things, what do people not know about British beef? Just tell us a little bit more about.
I don't think everybody understands the health benefits of Great British beef, how it is an unprocessed product. And again, Great British beef doesn't have any growth promoters. So a lot of imported beef outside the UK has growth promoters to make it grow faster and leaner, etc. So we don't have anything. It's banned in this country, basically.
Oh, is it banned?
Banned in this country, yes.
Oh, I see.
So we don't, as British farmers, we don't feel it's fair that toxic beef should come into this country and potentially be mislabelled as British beef because it's packed in this country.
Yep, so this is what we were saying earlier, packed in this country.
It still carries a Union Jack. So please read the small print on the labelling and make sure it is Great British beef. We are a red tractor producer, so a red tractor is a trustworthy, traceable British farmer.
Right.
So we can carry the carry the red tractor logo as a producer. So our beef and lamb is produced to red tractor standards, which is the British farm standard.
That's congratulations on that. That gives you a lot of credibility, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does, absolutely. So. Lost my train of thought now. Where were we?
So we're talking about the British beef. So of course. Yeah.
Well, it's very versatile. Great British beef. You can have the top end is fillet steak, so you can have a very expensive, luxurious piece of fillet steak which takes seconds to cook. So again, a lot of people don't understand. It's either you pay a lot of money and take a little time to cook it, so that's your fillet steak, or you buy cheaper cuts of meat and you put the time and effort into cooking it, for example, stewing beef or mince. So versatile. British beef, you can make a lasagna or a cottage pie, beef burgers. That's at the lower end of the minced beef. And then at the upper end, you've got your fillet steak, which is the most expensive. Then you can have your rib on the bone, your T-bone, your sirloin, and your rump steak. And then your top side and your silver side as your traditional Sunday roasts.
Perfect. So if you're listening in, do comment below on the video on YouTube or if you're listening on the website. It'd be lovely to get your thoughts and hear a little bit more about it. If you've got any questions as well. We've talked about modern farming as well, how things have changed. What are you most proud of when you look back now?
What am I most proud of? That I've stayed in the agricultural industry all my life. I am the next generation from my parents. My parents worked extremely hard to get where they are. They started with basically my granddad started with nothing. He used to work in the ICI lime quarries in Buxton.
Okay.
Then managed to buy a small farm with 13 acres and a one-up, one-down house. Lived very minimally. My dad was quite clever, and he managed to pass his 11 plus, went to grammar school. So that was good. And then he strived very hard. He used to hand milk the cows before he went to school, and finished school at 16 or even 15, and then worked and progressed the family farm alongside my granddad.
And a lot of people of that generation, that's what they did, didn't they? Yeah.
And he never wanted to do anything else. He managed to go and play football some Saturdays when he wasn't too busy, and that's about all he did. Didn't have any external hobbies. And then myself, my brother and my sister came along, and we are all still in the agricultural industry as well.
All your siblings as well?
Yes, yeah. My dad, even though I was a girl, in my generation, girls were sort of frowned upon a bit when they went into our industry, because, like, can you actually drive a tractor? Yes, I can. But my dad was keen for me to get an education as well, so that if I didn't have a farm to fall back on, I could then get a job in the agricultural industry, because I'd got a formal qualification. And I'm proud that all my 4 children are carrying on in the agricultural industry. And that I've encouraged them enough to do that, because it is a good, honest way of life. And we're a primary producer, so we are at the bottom of the pile producing things for everybody else. And I just feel it's a very important industry, and I hope that the next generation of my family do continue on into it as well.
And have you got your grandchildren? Are they coming visiting already?
Yeah, they're all farm children. My daughter's got a toddler, a 4-year-old, a toddler and a baby, and the toddler and the 4-year-old love things, feeding the lambs, counting the cows, feeding the dog, etc. They are into agricultural life. They have a ride on the tractor. They can tell you, even at 4, they can tell you the different makes of tractor from the car when they're driving along. Oh, look. And they call me Gaga. Look, Gaga, there's a JCB. That's from Great Granny's house. And they know things like that. And my eldest was a very good stock woman as a young girl. She could tell if anything was going to calve or it was poorly. She'd come in and say, "Oh, Mum, I think whatever, Susie. I think Susie's going to calve tonight." And sure enough, Susie would calve. And so Jessica was a good stock woman, still is. And all my children are. My 2 youngest daughters are doing the lambing with me at the moment, because last year they were pregnant, so they couldn't take part in lambing, because sheep can carry a disease that causes abortion in ladies as well.
Oh, really?
So they were quite early pregnant, so they couldn't work at lambing last year, so they had a year off. But this year they've got a baby, so they can do the lambing this year with me.
And then along the way, did you ever have any doubts about anything, or just share any?
Not long term. I mean, yes, you do have some doubts in that lots of your friends are having expensive tropical holidays and probably having nicer cars than us. But then at the end of the day, our way of life is very, what can I say, is very nice. We are together as a family, we eat properly, we've got lots of friends, we enjoy our job. Lots of people go to work for the whole of their lives and don't enjoy their job. And that is terribly sad.
That is sad.
So we go to work and we enjoy our job. And I say to people, if you don't enjoy your job, get out and do something else. I enjoy, yes, it's challenging, but I do enjoy my job. And I love educating people into our way of life, because when you speak to people, you realise how little they know about farming.
And do you do educational days? Is it?
I used to do educational visits to schools pre-COVID. So I hosted 100 school visits per year. And that was lovely. Children love to learn things. And
I still do. I love open farm days.
Oh,
yeah.
Do you go to open farm?
Oh, yeah.
Do you go to open farm Sunday in Thorney?
Which one have I been to? I've been to I try and go to the bigger ones because I find that they've got a lot going on. And I try to go to a different one. So I've been to the Heckington one, and there I learned about wheat.
Oh.
Yeah, so that was very interesting, and I love sitting on a tractor. And they drove us around the farm and the fields, and they talked about, explained about the wheat and how it grows, how they extract. So that was very interesting. Then I've been to another one, learned about bees. I think you have to keep going to them every year because it doesn't come easy, so you have to understand quite a bit. But I love them open farm days. I think they're brilliant. I've taken the children as well.
Oh, good.
Yeah, we go.
Well, we host the largest big open farm Sunday in the country in Peterborough. Did you not know that?
No.
Well,
when is that?
It's at Park Farm in Thorney. So the plans are all underway for this. I think last year it was 11,500 people came to visit the farm.
Maybe I've been to that one, right?
And we do tractor and trailer rides. We have our animals there, so we've got our lambs and calves and goats there.
And that's coming up, isn't it? May, June?
First weekend in June.
Okay.
Saturday and Sunday in June. We've got vintage farm machinery there. Pick your own potatoes, so you can go and scramble about in the soil and pick some lovely new potatoes. And then lots of all the local producers, apple juice and even beer. They even have beer there as well.
So for the people that are listening, I mean, some of them actually, I was going to touch on this because your meat, and some of the listeners that we're listening, they eat halal meat, which is when it's slaughtered a particular way. So for those that can't have that, and maybe not the beer as well, what else do you have in your farm shop that would be enticing for them?
Honey. For example, we sell honey from 5 local beekeepers. And at the moment we can't keep up because everybody's taking honey. It's very medicinal and very helpful for hay fever because it's coming up to peak hay fever season.
Right.
So we recommend a spoonful a day of local honey will help you help you get through hay fever because it's sort of like giving you a bit of an immunity. So if you are exposed to the risk from the bees in the honey.
And local honey.
As local as you can from where you live or work. And it will reduce the effects of hay fever. It's seriously good.
Oh, good. So I hope everyone caught that. That's brilliant. And what else do you do that would be interesting for our listeners?
Apple juice, from our watergull apple juice from Wisbech St Mary. So we do Station Farm eggs. They're from between here and just the other side Oundle. So they're free-range eggs from another small farm. Potatoes from Ramsey. Onions from Whittlesea.
Okay.
Bread.
All local produce. Loving this.
Yeah, jams and chutneys from Saltry. Cakes, all homemade cakes.
Well, we're definitely going to visit. The kids and I are definitely going to come. Yeah, and so you've got breakfast, you've got lunch, and then you stop at tea.
We do homemade pies. So steak and ale, steak and kidney, steak and onion,
vegetarian
pies. Pasties, sausage rolls, pork pies, Scotch eggs.
So if someone's sitting on a dream now, because what would you say to them? You've said to them about if you hate your job, find something that doesn't feel like a job, and it becomes a lifestyle, doesn't it? Like for you. So if someone's listening to this and sitting on a dream, what would you say to them?
Go and get some work experience from somewhere. So, for example, we've just hosted 2 vet students doing lambing. So they're at university. They've doing veterinary medicine. They've never lambed a sheep, done anything with a sheep. So they had 10 days each with me, and they learnt to lamb a sheep. They learnt to inject, and I didn't pay them because they were clueless literally when they arrived. Sorry to be so demeaning, but they didn't know how to catch a sheep, inject a sheep. They didn't know anything about a sheep, what they ate or anything. So we taught them. It was a very steep learning curve for them in 10 days. And by the end of it, they could lamb a sheep, they could inject, they could drench, they could trim their feet, they could trim their bottoms and make them fit to go back out into the world after they've given birth.
Oh, perfect. And are these students having, are you doing different things with them? Are you teaching them all the way? Yeah.
Yeah, and we've got 3 farm students at the moment. They're all at college, so we give them work experience. They need a placement. They need a farm to work on for 1 day a week, so they come. So go to college, find a farm that will take you for your placement, because it's actually quite hard work having a student. So
I can imagine, because
the
you've got
use
quite a
of-
busy day and you have to take yourself away from all of that.
Exactly, and educate your student that wants to be on their phone all the time. Put that phone down.
So we're coming to the last minute before the show ends. Judith, it's been so wonderful to have you. Tell us, what does success look like to you now, right now? Because you've got what you've the farm shop now. What else? What's more? What's next?
What's next? I need to take a step back and hand it over to the next generation. So I would like to do less. See the world a bit more, because I haven't seen the world very much. Travel a bit more socialising, but still be there for my children to ask me, how do you do this, Mum? Or what's this? Or how should we do that? Or when shall we do it? And don't hold back. Take a chance, take a risk, and just do it.
Oh, I love that. Judith, thank you so much for sharing your story. It's honest, it's inspiring, it's a powerful reminder that it's never too late to bring something to life. And thank you to everyone listening to Winning Women. We'll see you next time. In 2 weeks' time.